-1 currently
Yes.
in Champaign-Urbana, ESPN 93.5. A lot of good commercials last night. It's fun to watch the commercials at about $5 million a pop. Advertising specialist and marketeer at DHD Films, Aria Cochran. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Are you pumped from the ads?
Yeah, we want to talk ads.
That's right.
Your overall impression, Aria, was what?
I thought last night was great. We had a much more positive, upbeat, hilarious tone to most of the Super Bowl ads from last night. And I thought that it was a great break from a lot of the political conversations that we've been forced to listen to through the media. It was kind of nice to just be entertained during the Super Bowl for once.
I like the avocado one.
Well, we did it. We sealed the bad out and the good in.
All right, so they have a dome where they have a new society. Inside the dome, they're safe. They're all dressed in white.
Take a second and look around you. Go ahead. We have
A little orchestra playing.
everything we've always wanted.
Somebody getting a massage. Meet Chris Elliott table, hilarious.
We'll want for nothing.
Excuse me. I really love it here.
Thank you.
We have all these beautiful avocados from Mexico, but where are the chips?
I'm sorry?
Oh, the chips. The chips are outside.
Why are they out?
The chips are outside!
And it's pure panic, Aria. That was hilarious.
That one was definitely very funny tone. I love that, especially giving you some new ways to eat your food. And we saw Pringles did that this year, too, with their stackable campaign. Another way to think about how to eat the Pringles. I thought that one was pretty funny as well with Bill Hader.
Yeah.
How much money did Tide spend?
Oh, man. I mean, we all know that this year advertisements for 30-second spots are above $5.1 million.
Wow, man.
So with Tide appearing in every single commercial break with their pieces involving Dan Harbour talking about how every ad is a Tide ad, they definitely spent upwards of $20 million for this campaign. But, I mean, if you think about it, they're getting the most bang for their buck since every ad is a Tide ad.
Yeah, that's very, very, very funny and clever. Aria, what makes a good commercial?
So really it's going to be two things. One is that it's got to have a call to action. So whether that be that hashtag at the end or telling you to check out a website, it's got to have purpose to the commercial itself. And then the second, it's got to evoke emotion. So whether that makes you cry or makes you laugh, it's got to leave an impression. And we saw that with several ads last night. For example, Kraft Family Greatly campaign. It was very heartfelt, very emotional with all those families submitting their own user-generated content, and that was a campaign that was started weeks ago to help give hype for the actual campaign itself for the TV commercial.
Steven Tyler driving in the race oval. I didn't even know what that was for. I found out later it's Kia, and it was kind of cool to see Steven Tyler.
That's right.
But I didn't get it.
And the Dream On.
It kind of made me sad. It's like, Steven, you're still cool. You don't have to drive a Kia just to go back to the 70s.
Right. Yeah.
I thought the Eli Manning, Odell Beckham Jr. Dirty
man.
Dancing was really good.
That one was hilarious, especially since they had a very much more somber tone last year with their piece being very inspirational but almost forgettable. I felt like their ad this year with Eli, finally, nobody puts them in the corner with that lift at the very
funny,
end.
But
that was so
but
funny.
Eli wasn't even born, I don't think, when Dirty Dancing came out.
1987.
I mean, come on. I said these guys don't even know the references, but the folks that remember, was it Jennifer Grey being caught in the air by Patrick Swayze, I think. And
yeah.
It was very funny.
Well, and talk about evoking emotion. I thought the Budweiser doing the emergency water program was effective. Did you?
Well, I thought that one was really cool, especially because Budweiser, as we know, has always been a heavy player at the Super Bowl, investing, millions every single year as one of the top advertisers. And this year, there was no appearance of the Clydesdales at all. They put all of their focus on the clean water campaign, showing what their brand stands for. And then, of course, those Bud Light Dilly Dilly pieces, which I thought were anticlimactic, and honestly, in my opinion. But that clean water really, I think they got a lot of bang for their buck by investing heavily in that one specifically.
Yeah, but you're right, Aria. No Clydesdales or puppies. Oh,
Right.
Nothing, yeah.
no.
Totally different from what they're used to do in the past, kind of changing it up this year. And I think a lot of brands wanted to do that. We've seen some consistent patterns in past years with the puppies and the babies and political messages. And this year it went back to new humor.
Yeah.
New humor and a heartfelt message.
And then the black culture one, that kind of took me by surprise. The guy on stage with his tape on his mouth and a blindfold and,
I didn't see that.
that was very
Yeah, I think that was the most political one besides the Dodge Ram commercial. That one was a very political message, but, very brief commercial.
Yeah.
It only appeared once. I think the biggest one that's getting the most controversy is definitely the Dodge Ram MLK Jr. Commercial. And that's getting quite a bit of backlash on social media and Twitter specifically from people not really appreciating the fact that they're using this message to push a product. And I think they're definitely doing some crowd control this morning.
Okay.